Hi there, ladies and gentlemen. It is me again, Jim, better known as Sandman Mystery Media, uh, to talk about something that I've loved since I was a child. And that is Anne McCaffrey's Dragonriders of Pern. Yes, this is my original, all beat up book club edition that I had since I was like 18, 19. And yeah, it's the cover has seen better days, but it's still all here, all intact. And if you're not familiar with Anne McCaffrey, she's written a lot of stuff, sci-fi and fantasy. This is her big claim to fame. Everybody knows her for the Dragonriders of Pern. She started the series in the late 60s, like 1968, 69, either a year or two after I was born. And there are 28 books. When she passed away, her son started taking up the mantle and is finishing up the series. Um, Now, she was at the height of her popularity with this series, The Dragonriders of Pern, late 80s, early 90s. They were going to make a TV show, tried to make movies. We're going to do an animated series, all kinds of awesome stuff. The only thing that we did get from Eclipse Comics, yes, Eclipse, the indies from the 80s, is this graphic novel, originally in 3 parts, but all collected together here. Anne McCaffrey's Dragonflight. It adapts only the first book in the series, and it is incredible. Okay, the artwork, very stunning, all beautifully painted. There is a hierarchy to the dragons, by the way. The gold dragons are the queens, then there's bronze, then there's brown. Um, Super rare dragons are a white dragon and a purple dragon. Um, we don't get to see those much. In fact, the white dragon had his own book, which was the 3rd book in the series. It's called The White Dragon. But this is science fiction and fantasy, so let's call it science fantasy, but not the kind of science fantasy you think. It is not like Star Wars, which would be science fantasy. This is hard elements of sci-fi and hard elements of fantasy, because you've got flame breathing dragons, but you've got time and space dimension hopping. These dragons can do that. At first they only thought they could transport. Well, I'm getting ahead of myself. Okay, let's get back to the beginning here. Hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years ago, Earthlings settled on a planet called Pern. Pern ended up having these creatures, which ended up being bred. They called them dragons because they breathe fire and they look like dragons. But it also has something very deadly that comes once every 400 years called the threads. The threads are this weird outer space thing that drops down. I think it comes from their sun, or something that orbits their system once every 400 years. And it will burn you alive. It can kill anything. It kills the ground. It kills all plant life. So it's very bad on Pern, right? The humans developed a way to, through telepathy and symbiosis with the dragons, to become dragon riders and dragon fighters of the thread. And there are like 6 or 7 hives, they call them weirs, where each dragon group is stationed across all the continents of Pern. And it became a feudal society because everything is based on keeping the weirs going, keeping more dragons coming, so that once every 400 years, and keeping the traditions going, so that they can, fight the thread and live and survive on this planet. It becomes a feudal society. They have some technology, but not what you'd think. It's still very feudal. They do have guns, and some minor machinery. The book picks up where there is complacency. The feudal land barons are not tithing to the weirs like they used to. There's only one weir left, and they have about 80 to 100 dragons at the most. Okay. And the onset is now, what's happening is the threat is coming back after this certain generation of feudal land bearers don't care, don't believe, don't want to. And finally, they see the threat when it's destroying everything they own. And one queen with her one gold dragon has to go because they don't have enough dragon riders and dragons, for that matter, to fight all over the continent. There's only like 100 of them or less. So she gets the idea to go back 400 years in time to bring all 7 of the dragon wearers from the past to her time to combat so they can continue and live. It's incredible, man. The way the bonding happens when the eggs hatch, and the use of telepathy and psionics, and how the symbiotic relationship coupled with this gorgeous artwork. I mean, guys, look at all them dragons, man. Look at that. Sends chills up and down my spine. I love it. Gotta love them dragons, man. Got to. Let's see. Just really well painted. I don't know if it's not oils. It's got to be acrylics. There we go. So this, I don't know, 196 page graphic novel covers just the first book of Dragonriders of Pern, which is called Dragonflight. Unfortunately, Eclipse never did anything after this with Anne McCaffrey's Dragonriders of Pern, which is really sad because they did a lot of other stuff. Like they adapted The Hobbit into, I think, a 4 or 5 book series that was 64 pages, prestige format. And then they also did Clive Barker's The Yattering and Jack, which was adapted by Steve Niles and art by John Bolton. Yeah. They also did Dean Koontz Trapped. Couple more Clive Barkers here. They did Clive Barker Revelations, Clive Barker Dread. Yeah, so when it came to adaptations of books, they did really good. And that seemed to be what was going at the time, because this came out the same time Innovation adapted Anne Rice's Interview with a Vampire. And that kind of started a trend, getting you high quality painted art of well-written, well-done storylines. If you can find this, ladies and gentlemen, get it. You won't regret it. You will enjoy it. I did. Again, it all depends on your tastes. If you like light science fiction, and you love fantasy, and you like dragons, you're going to love it. If you're more a hard sci-fi guy like Greg Bear and Isaac Asimov and all that, you may not. Okay? And if you like this, I would suggest giving the original Dragonriders of Pern series a start. You can find this book club, the Sci-Fi Fantasy Book Club edition by Nelson Doubleday, cheap usually, $5 to $10, and it gives you 3 books. It gives you Dragonflight, which that was the first book that I just showed you, adapted by Eclipse. Then Dragon Quest, and then my favorite book of the original novels is The White Dragon. And there are other good ones in it. Don't get me wrong. One book that was adapted that I'd like to see an adaptation of is about the greatest were-woman who rides the greatest dragon ever in the history of the Dragonriders. And I think her name is Modara, something like that. But she's the one with the purple dragon. Only time there's ever been a purple queen. Really neat stuff. Yes. It's fun read. And one thing too, the book will go into much deeper dive about what the thread is, where it comes from, and the damage it does to the environment and ecology of Pern, and why it is so desperately necessary that the Dragonriders and all of humanity on Pern fight it. Okay? Well, that's my review. I didn't expect to do something today, but I was really excited to read Dragonflight. I haven't seen this since it originally came out in 1991. So it's going to get me back to reading this again. Yeehaw! Another thing on the list. And yep, I am still pumping it out with these two, Solomon Kane and the Kolchak Papers, Grave Secrets. When those two are done, I am going to read this book coming up that I'm going to show you right now. Jarell of Giori. C.L. Moore, master writer, one of the few women in the field back in the day. She wrote a lot for Weird Tales and all that stuff with her husband. Okay. Oh, God, what was her husband's name? It's in this book here. Oh, yeah, Henry Kuttner. And Jarell of Giori is a female barbarian, as you can see. And Robert E. Howard himself has gone on record as saying to C.L. Moore in letters that it is this character that inspired his Swordswoman and Red Sonja. That's right. Red Sonja is inspired by Jarell of Giori. So I'm going back in the Wayback Machine to the beginning of Pulp to read the awesomeness that inspired the awesomeness. Okay. But that's all I got to say today, guys. God bless you and keep you safe, each and every one of you. I hope whatever's going on, it gets better if there's anything wrong. And if it's not and it's good, I hope it gets even better. And thank you for watching. Feel free to leave a comment below if you like the video. If you don't, whatever. Leave a comment. Hit a thumbs up, hit a thumbs down. I don't care either way. Just get involved. Be interactive. And I will respond to you. I always do. And I will see you guys on the next video. Make it a great day, whatever day or time it may be for you when you're watching this. Till the next one, guys.